I just made a video about how tough the best actress in a drama series is, because any of those women could win. The best actor for drama is tough, not as tough as the women, but it's just as tough. Um, so I'm gonna go down the lists and I'll give who I think will win. Idris Elba and Hijack. Never seen Hijack, never heard of Hijack. I'm an Idris Elba fan. Idris Elba again should have won for The Wire, didn't win, but then he made Luther. Great, great, great show, especially season one and the last season. Uh, I hope they make another Luther movie or something because I really like that character. But I don't know anything about Hijack. But kudos to Idris for getting in here. I'll have to check out that series. Donald Glover for Mr. and Mrs. Smith. For anybody who follows my channel, you know how much I love that show, how much I love Donald Glover and Maya Erskine on that show. I remember when Atlanta was on. I, I said there's two people in the world: people who love Atlanta and people who love Tyler Perry shows, because those audiences never mix. And and no offense to Tyler Perry, but while Tyler is putting out so much content, I think Donald Glover is about quality over quantity. And he had Atlanta, and that show was great. And now he has Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and that show is great. And I wish there was a category for best on-screen couple, because I think Donald and Maya would have won that, because their chemistry, on-screen and off-screen. Go check out their interviews when they was promoting the show. They are great together. So I'm praying that they'll be back for season two, but it doesn't look like they are. They're being kind of coy about it. But man, I wish Maya and Don would come back for season two, but I don't think that's going to happen. So, and I don't think Donald Glover's going to win, even though he was great in the series. Of the two, I think Maya Erskine would probably win Best Actress. Um, Donald was great in it, but I don't think he's going to win here. Walter Goggins feels like he's been around forever. He was on The Shield, which people seem to forget about now. The great show, The Shield. Justified, never great show, but he's never won an Emmy. And now we have Fallout, which is a sci-fi show. So kudos to Walter Goggins, because this is the first time he led his own series. The messed up thing about his nomination, it's not his fault, is that for years, like when The Walking Dead was on at its peak, I always say like Andrew Lincoln deserved to get nominated, and Emmy voters being so tight and snooty as they are, they would never nominate. They hardly ever nominated shows, sci-fi or fantasy shows like The Walking Dead or Buffy the Vampire Slayer or Angel, any of these types of shows. The X Files was probably the only show they consistently kind of voted for back in the day, with the David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson. But outside of that, that's why I wish there was a category for sci-fi, because it's because those actors are doing great work. Like, it's funny how much people love Coleman Domingo, and whenever he's on these shows, they always talk about Euphoria. And I get it, but man, they it seems like they have no idea that this dude was on Fear of the Walking Dead for all those years. It's like, well, yeah, he was on Euphoria, but he was also on Fear. But okay, that's a whole different discussion. But yeah, Goggins is good. Like, because it's a sci-fi fantasy show, I doubt the Emmy voters are going to give him that award. But it'd be great if he did, because just for his past work on the Shield and Justified. Gary Oldman could win for Slow Horses. So Slow Horses is one of those shows that doesn't get a whole lot of buzz, but people seem to really like. Gary Oldman, I think he's been around forever. Like, I mean, he played Sid Vicious, Sid and Nancy, like years ago, right? Um, he has a chance of winning, because he's a really great actor. Like, in an era where we're losing great actors, um, he's the last of a generation of just truly great thespians, and I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't win. Which brings us to Hiroyuki Sanada for Shōgun. He should win. Shogun's the best show on TV last year. It got the most nominations this year. People can talk about The Bear all they want. The best show on TV last year, this past year, is Shōgun. Sanada, much like Goggins, but even longer, has been around forever. He's been a supporting character in everything. He was fantastic in Brad Pitt's Bullet Train. I think it was Bullet Train a couple of years ago. Fantastic. He's just really good. In Shogun, it's almost like he went through all these years of being underrated, of not being the star, to finally leading a show where it shows off all his skills as an actor. He is amazing. The show is amazing. and Hiroyuki Sanada deserves the Best Actor award this year for a drama. Which brings us to Dominic West playing Prince Charles. Dominic West is great. Like Dominic West, everything that he's good in everything. He's good in The Wire, The Affair. Like he's a really solid, underrated actor. He's another one of those dudes who you thought won something. You would have thought like back in the day when The Wire was on that he might have won like Best Supporting or something or Best Actor. No. In fact, The Wire, again, never won anything. That's why I hate when people say, oh my God, it's my favorite show ever. It's like, you bastards never, they didn't even give a chance for those guys to win anything on that show. Oh, So Dominic West played Prince Charles in The Crown. It was curious casting to me because Dominic West is a pretty decent looking guy. Not to say anything bad about Prince Charles, but it's kind of like, he doesn't really look like Prince Charles. But he's good in it. He's good as Prince Charles. Prince Charles, when you peel back the layers, is not a very sympathetic character in this, right? So people love Diana. So it's cool that he won. Maybe if this was years ago when the Emmy voters really loved The Crown, he might have had a shot of winning. I don't think he's going to win, but even for him, it's cool to be nominated. So of the people that I see here, Hiroyuki Sanada should win for Shōgun. I wouldn't be surprised if Gary Oldman wins for Slow Horses. And Walter Goggins, I think if Walter Goggins, it depends how many seasons he'll have at Fallout. It's coming back. But I do think that he might have a chance to win one day for Fallout, but I don't think it's this year. So who do you think should win Best Actor? And shout out to Donald Glover and Idris Elba. We got 2 black men in this category. That might be it first. And people say, or why does race have to do with it? Race has a lot to do with it because there's not a lot of black male leads on TV. So the fact you have 2 of them in this category is fantastic. So look what we got here. We got like 2 Brits. Yeah, we got 2 black actors, 2 black male actors. We got 2 Brits, and Oldman and West, and we have Sanada, who's Asian. I'm not sure if he's Japanese or I'm not sure what his ethnicity is, but he's Asian. So I like the diversity of it, and you know why? Because all these guys are deserving, and no matter what race you are, if the material is good and the acting is good, it shouldn't matter what race you are, because acting is acting, and actors can play anything if given the opportunity.